Hello everyone, this is Zephyr here, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World Iceborne on PC. Once again, we are in the Guiding Lands, and as promised, I have gotten the region to level 7. All we have to do is report the investigation, which I wanted to show so that you can see us collect the pennant that we get for level 7. I believe we only have one more pennant to get from that after this. I think we just have the forest region, which is still a ways off. Well, maybe not a ways off. It depends on how many parts we need from the level 7 monster of the Volcanic Region. So let's go ahead and report the investigation, and then we will be luring out our level 7 region monster and finally achieving a goal that I should have done probably a long time ago. Hey, Master Rank went up too. That's nice. Alright, Volcanic Region level max. Obtained a Guiding Magma Star Pennant. So, no different than the other star pennants that we've gotten. It's just probably going to be red. Alright, so now we gotta lure out what we want to fight. So this will be the Nightmare. It is a Rajang. Now, the thing is, we've seen the Rajang in the Guiding Lands. I don't think I've fought one yet in the Guiding Lands. I haven't felt a reason to. And by that I just mean, since it's not attached to any specific region, I've never really focused on it, so when it's there I just kind of avoid it. However, the Tempered one is the level 7 monster for the Volcanic Region. So even though it can appear in all the regions, its Tempered version, I believe, is specific to Volcanic. That's what you unlock when you get level 7 Volcanic, is you unlock Tempered Rajang. So that's what we're doing. Everyone knows I don't enjoy fighting Rajang, so this is going to be fun. Yes, fun. We'll go with fun. I will say at least it's not furious. That was what a lot of people expected when this monster was released and the Volcanic Region was released. Everyone expected that Furious Rajang was included, and it was going to be the level 7 monster for the Volcanic Region. We just thought, okay, it's, you know, the Tempered Rajang will just end up being Furious Rajang, and we were completely wrong. Tempered Rajang is not Furious Rajang. Furious Rajang was released later with the Raging Brachydios. Not sure why they did it that way, but that is how they decided to do it. So obviously this is going to be tough because he hits hard, he's fast, he's unbelievably annoying. And he's one of my least favorite monsters to hunt. But we got to do it. It's important. Yeah, you're angry monkey. And it's immediately enraged. Why? I put my temporal on to do clutch claw shenanigans and he immediately enraged. Dang it. At least his music's cool. Crap. Okay. I can't believe I rolled that and was okay. Now, the fun thing with him is he's not furious, so his weak point's actually his tail, not his horns. Now, granted, you want to break the horns still, but it's the tail that you need to attack to get him out of rampage mode. Did he really just do that many times in a row? Why? And I did not go back to town after getting to level 7 because of wanting to show you us reporting the investigation. So I do not have Mind's Eye, so we're going to have to be careful. Now, granted, it's less of a problem with him than it is with Furious, since we don't have to attack his front. At least not as much. But it still kind of sucks not having it. Alright, he's out of Rampage, which is going to be good. Well, I think that also means he's going to be out of Rage altogether. Yes, okay. And there we are, Tempered Glimmer Pelt. It's so funny because we haven't fought a non-tempered Rajang for materials in the Guiding Lands yet, so we're getting his tempered material first. I always find it funny when I do that. Like I said, I think Seething Basil Geese is going to be the same. But these Glimmer Pelts were our goal. We need these. And we need a lot of them, I believe. Oh god. That was smart of him. He, not only did he hit me, but then he immediately did a sidestep to hit me again. I almost never get a mount on Rajang. It's just not safe. Shoot. Nice. Okay. There. Ow! Ah! That right there is why I like having Mind's Eye. Ah, oh, son of a... I thought I'd be able to roll in time. I was not. Let's heal up. Okay. Oh, that's so cool that he does that. It's so frustrating, but it's so cool at the same time. He's smart enough to do a side hop afterwards to catch you. See, he did it again. Yes, okay. That was not ideal, but that's okay. We'll make do. Okay, Rampage mode is over. Well, oh, you Barnos, you stupid dick. See, this is the thing that sucks, and I'm not looking forward to Bolfangos being back in Rise, is when the stupid monsters that are hanging around the area, when you knock down a monster, they suddenly decide, hey, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm gonna attack you. And then you end up freaking getting knocked out of your combo by just like a stupid little flying wyvern that's hanging around. It's not that bad, but it stinks when it happens. Is he leaving the area, or is he just roaring? No, he's leaving. Alright. You can die, Barnos. I need parts of you anyway. I need their hard claws to make their layered armor. I think they only have like one piece. Like they have a helmet or a gloves or something. But still, I want it. I want all the layered armor. I want all the options. Hard claws are what I need, so. Also, what stinks, I went for a run yesterday, and I decided to take a path I don't normally take, and ended up getting bitten by some mosquitoes, and I didn't notice that they were itchy until just recently. Now, of course, I'm super itchy, and it stinks. But exercise is important. I really don't enjoy running, but it's the easiest way to exercise for me. I've been trying out some other stuff. Like, I like biking, but biking doesn't burn enough calories, it seems. And I just bike leisurely rather than hard. And I also like rollerblading, but I'm older now, and I don't have pads, let me say that. And I am very klutzy, and I'm really worried I'm going to fall and hurt myself. And that's a goofy thing to say. And it really makes me feel my age, but at the same time, it's just true. So So for now, running it is, as much as I hate it. Ah, you dick. I was hoping to get a clutch claw in, but I did not. See how long he ran into that wall? Also, that back hop, oh man, I've mentioned it before, but that is the thing that always made me hate fighting this thing in older games, especially for Ultimate, when it was Apex, and the only spots you could hit were the front, which he'd go into Rampage mode and protect, or the back, where he'd just back hop and like take out all your health with a back hop. It was the most annoying thing ever. I hated the Apex system. It would have been fine if like the monsters had just gotten stronger, but hadn't didn't get the stupid bad hit zones with the bouncing, and Y-stones didn't exist, but the bouncing and the Y-stones absolutely ruined the system. I don't mind faster, stronger monsters. That's cool, actually. I'm fine with that, but when you make it so the one thing that we have is attack... Oof. That was my bad. I was busy picking up the shiny. That was my bad. But yeah, when you know, you only have 2 spots you can hit and they're not safe spots, and the monster's faster and hits harder, it's not fun. It just isn't fun. It's frustrating. So I definitely prefer the tempered system. The monsters have hit harder, they have more health, they're not any faster, I don't think, and they don't have crap hit zones. I don't think it's a perfect system by any means, but I definitely like it more than the Apex system. And yes, don't worry, I know that feint was totally my fault. Like, I should have known better than to be focusing the shiny at that moment. It sucks it happened, but it's totally my fault. Shoot. I'm glad I didn't bounce there, because that could have been bad. That little ledge there almost screwed me over. I get why these ledges are here, and I don't mind. Wow, that almost took out our entire health bar, so we're probably gonna faint again. Holy crap. See, these ledges, they're making me angry because I get why they're there, but they always cause a problem. Always. I'm so lucky that that didn't count as a hit. Because, like, you'll roll, and you'll hit the ledge, and your roll will end. Your invincibility frames will end because you have to climb up the ledge. And it's like, really? And they're everywhere. And I think it's less bad in Iceborne than it was... Wall. I think it's less bad in Iceborne than it was in 4 Ultimate, well, Monster Hunter 4 and 4 Ultimate, where it was introduced. But man, they're still awful, and I hate them. And I really wish they would, I don't know, figure something else out. Like, if I roll, don't get rid of my invincibility frames. It's so awful. Shit. Alright, he's out of rage at least, but, man, his hits hit hard. But they've ever since they instituted the verticality stuff, it's been awful. It's partly why I'm not, I shouldn't say I'm not excited. It's partly why I'm worried about Monster Hunter Rise. All that verticality is just asking to be an issue with losing our iframes to stupid things. Unless, and this is totally possible, they made it so verticality you keep your iframes, which is what they need to do. Like, if I roll just because I hit a ledge, I shouldn't suddenly lose all my iframes and be screwed over. I really shouldn't. It's a big problem, and it's one of the #1 reasons that I end up fainting is because my roll gets negated by a ledge. Because they're everywhere, because they want you to be able to mount and stuff. And that's fine, but they do need to adjust that. How did he even hit me? Like, really? He didn't hit me, but I still got staggered, and then that meant I got stuck in his stupid next attack. Hey, a mount. I'll take it. Down we go. Alright, both horns are broken. That's cool. Means another shiny's on the ground. Oh, you stupid Gajalaka, really? Ah. Yeah, shut up, Gajalaka. I hate you. How many of these Glimmer Pelts have we gotten so far? 13? That's not many. That is not enough. We're gonna need a lot more. This is probably what's gonna teach me to fight Rajang well, is needing those Glimmer Pelts. I'm gonna have to farm it a lot. I'm gonna be really sad if I find out I'm wrong and this is not the item I needed. I'll be really sad. I'm pretty certain I'm correct, though. Alright, stay out of rage so I can knock you into a wall. Good, you're actually tired. That helps even more. Oh, broken arm. No! Get a puddle pod here or something so I can try and smash him into a wall again. Really? That's some crap right there. I thought he'd hit this corner over here, but he didn't. Hate you. Oh my god, come on. Well, at least I got all my freaking shinies, but Jesus. Come on, really? Okay. I'm used to Furious, which does a different punch on the ground. That works. I'll take it. I feel like I'm having more trouble with this standard Rajang than I did with the Furious. Which is kind of funny. That's the punch I was expecting. Oh, I didn't roll at the right time. He goes so far with that move. And there went like all my health. Come on, this. He does so much damage. I'm waiting for an opening because I'm tired of watching my health just like drop to almost zero. Ah, son of a... There we go. Rampage mode over. No, not there. Son of a... Okay, he's weak. Please tell me we've gotten a decent number of Glimmer Pelts. 20? Not great, but not bad. It's a good start, at least. As long as we don't need, like, 10 per, we should be good. For a while. Like I said, I'm gonna have to farm this thing a lot. I don't want to anger it. I want it to go to sleep so I can smash it into a wall again, because it's just a nightmare. Oh, my... Use these up again. Jeez. Alright, buddy. Let's see what happens here. I know as soon as he gets up, he's gonna go into rage again. Or he's just gonna die and we'll be done. Awesome. Okay. Very cool. Tempered Rajang down. Tempered Glimmer Pelts, little over 20. Not bad. I'll take it. Hey, another Brachydios lure. More Tempered Glimmer Pelts. Ooh, did we hit 25? Ooh, we might have. Hey, 25. Okay, that's a pretty good number. I'm alright with that. Let's grab these bones and the ore that's over there, and then we will head back, and we're going to see if I'm right and if we have officially hit the goal that I wanted. Dear Lord, it really wants to give me some crystallized Elder Dragon Bones, huh? I don't really need resource points anymore, so it seems kind of silly, but whatever. Oh man, oh man. Rajang parts aren't bad. I never made his armor. I don't even think I made his weapon, so it'll be good to do that at some point. Hey, you got a master rank up too. Alright, it's time to see if I am correct. I really hope I am. So, what we wanted these parts for, if you don't remember, is we only have our weapons at augment level 1, meaning that we only added one extra augment slot to it. Did I never upgrade this one past? I guess not. So this one even was only at level, I guess level 1. So we had things at level, we could only get to level 2 because you needed a Great Spirit Vein Gem and Extinction Great Horns. The Elder Spirit Vein Bones, it's whatever. We've got tons of those. But we needed basically non-tempered Ruiner Nergigante parts to go to level 2. And then we had a question mark item for level 3, and I'm pretty certain it was those Tempered Glimmer Pelts. So let's go ahead and add an extra slot to this one to hit level 2. Yes, I was right. Level 3 takes another Great Spirit Vein Gem, more Elder Spirit Vein Bones, and then 5 Tempered Glimmer Pelts. So that means we can do 5 weapons to level 3 now. Now what I'm hoping is when I hit level 3, level 4 will call for Tempered Ruiner Nergigante parts, which we have some of. So we should be able to max out this weapon. I'm hoping. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so we can't max it out. It does take Tempered Ruiner Nergigante parts, which you can see I have a ton of, but it also takes Tempered Stygian Zinogre parts. Now, that's interesting. And you're probably thinking, well, it's the Stygian Zinogre longsword. It's not. That's just the layered set I have on it. So I wonder if all of our Rarity 12 weapons will require Tempered Stygian Zinogre parts. It would make sense because to fight, I think Tempered Stygian Zinogre and Tempered Ruiner Nergigante are both level 7 monsters for the Tundra region, so it would make sense. So the reason I knew that level 3 would take Tempered Rajang is because the level 3 upgrade was released with the Volcanic region, and then the level 4 upgrade was released with the Tundra region. So that's how I kind of knew that it was the level 7 monster for the Volcanic region that would get us to level 3. So level 4, it looks like it might be 2 level 7 monsters. 'Cause I don't remember if you can get Tempered Stygian Zinogre at level 6 or not. I don't think so. I think it is level 7. And I think when we were going after it, we discovered that, and I forgot. But that's interesting, because I'm going to have to farm more Tempered Stygian Zinogre, because I can only do 4 weapons with the amount of pieces I have. So let's go ahead and add this. So now this is maxed out. So it gave us an extra 3 slots. So the interesting thing is, so rarity 12 weapons can get up to a max of 6 slots. Rarity 11 weapons, I think, can get to 7. And rarity 10 weapons can get a ridiculous number. Like, rarity 10 weapons can get up to, like, I think 10 slots or something like that. It's insane. And I could even be wrong about the rarity 11 weapons, but that makes rarity 10 weapons, they can get a lot of upgrades. The problem with rarity 10 weapons is that their sharpness usually isn't that high, nor is their base attack and stuff. So some rarity 10 weapons can get better than rarity 12s, same with rarity 11s, because of their augment slots, but it's not super common. That also explains why there are so many levels to the different upgrades. The reason for that is because if you're thinking about rarity 12, you can only get to 6 slots. It's like, well, you can only get the attack increase 2 or health regen 2, and then you have no slots left. But the rarity 11 weapons and rarity 10 weapons can get a lot of augment levels, so you can make them pretty powerful with augments. But it is not common for them to overtake Xephyr weapons, even with their augments. But it does happen, and we will play around with that at some point. Now, the nice thing is we can finally add our affinity increase. I don't know what we have to fight to get the attack increase, because, wow, there's a part we haven't gotten. So it's something we haven't fought. That's interesting. And it's got a gray icon? Huh. I wonder what that would be. Interesting. Well, we'll figure it out eventually. But we don't want attack. So attack, as I've mentioned, it gives you, I believe, 5 true raw. What is it giving us? 17? Yeah, that's 5 true raw. Because I think Longsword has like a 3.3 bloat modifier. Let me do the math here real quick. Yeah, that's it. I think it's a 3.3 modifier, and so that's 5 true raw. So why would I go with that when I can add 10% affinity? And not just that, then I have another slot left afterwards. Like, I don't know why they did this. Affinity, unless you're hitting 100%. Before this, there's never a reason to take attack over affinity, especially now. So, like, in base world, you pretty much always took health regen, but let's say health regen wasn't there. You'd always take affinity over attack because 10% affinity is way better than 5 true raw. And I've said this many times, but 1 true raw is basically equal to 1% affinity in the grand scheme of things. Like, they have the same damage value. Mainly because it's so easy to get affinity. Once you hit 50% affinity, affinity's usefulness kind of drops a bit. But you can really think of them as 1-to-1. 1 true raw is equal to 1% affinity. But the affinity increase takes only 2 augment slots, and it gives 10%. Whereas attack increase gives you 5 true raw, but it takes 3 slots. So it's a lower value, and it takes more investment. Why would you ever use that? I don't know what they were thinking with that. And the other reason affinity increase is nice is it's a constant. So generally, to get 100% affinity, you have to have critical eye at 7, and then you're using like agitator at 7 or weakness exploit. Well, agitator and weakness exploit aren't constants. Weakness exploit, you have to be hitting a weak spot, which usually you are. But it also requires wounding to be super effective, which isn't constant since it only lasts for 90 seconds, and then you have to reapply it. And it also, with weapons like the longsword, takes 2 clutch claw attacks to activate. So it's better to just have a static 10% increase to your affinity, because now you don't have to rely as heavily on agitator or weakness exploit, which means you can drop those a little bit and add a different useful skill to your armor set instead. None of these augments are as good as just a straight skill on your armor. So it's like you always should be taking affinity increase. Even if you don't want health regen because you want more damage and you don't feel you need the health regen, that's fine. But affinity should always be the first thing you add if you're going for DPS. it's just so overpowered. So we're going to go ahead and add this affinity increase. Again, Smoldering Tail Edge. I'm going to have to fight some Glavenus non-tempered, and that's going to be tough to do because I think it only spawns in the Volcanic region and the Wildspire region, and both of those are at level 7, which means that he will always be tempered. And I need his non-tempered stuff. Though, oh, you know what? I think I can craft that. I think I can craft it in the Elder Melder. We'll check that in a moment. So let's go ahead and add this. This weapon's awesome now. 15% affinity, health regen, and we can still add another thing. Now, the problem is we only have 1 slot left, so we could add defense. We're not adding defense. 15 defense is nothing. Or we can add element status effect up. Now, that gives us 30 extra element, which is pretty good. I mean, it equals out to just 3 because all element and status have a bloat of 10. But still, like, that's not bad that we can add that. It makes the weapon more powerful, so why wouldn't you? The problem is we need Fatal Rend Claws, which are from Odogaron. That's easy enough to farm. I need to farm those anyway, so that's pretty good. So I wish we got one more slot because we could pop another affinity on there, but yeah, this is basically what we can do. Now, we could... The funny thing is, we could have gotten Health Regen 2, which is probably pretty powerful, but honestly, Health Regen 1 is fine, especially if you're not using Staffy Armor. I can see Health Regen 2 being useful if you're using Staffy Armor and you want to absolutely 100% negate its armor bonus, the negative of it. But honestly, it just... If you're not using Staffy Armor, Health Regen 1 is plenty. And I've even thought about removing Health Regen 1 so that we can put, like, attack increase on there instead or something, just to raise damage. But Health Regen is pretty useful, especially when not using Sappy Jiva, because anytime you hit the monster, you're going to be recovering health, which isn't bad. So I'll probably keep the health regen on there because we already pretty much have pretty good DPS, and it's just a nice extra kind of comfort thing to have on there. It's just to make sure our health is being kept up, because a lot of times, you know, if you are taking damage, you don't even have time to pop a potion because you try to and you're dead. So it's nice being able to keep your health up by actually being aggressive. So I do like the health regen, so we'll probably keep it on there. But if you're really looking for max DPS, you probably want to go attack increase 1, well, affinity increase 1, attack increase 1, and then element status effect up. You can fit all those on there and be in good shape. I don't know if since I haven't put attack on anything because I can't, I don't know if the second level of this only takes 2 slots. I would hope it does because needing 6 slots just for attack increase 2 is pretty ridiculous. You know, using up all your augment slots just for a 10 true raw, it's not worth it. Whereas affinity, you get 10% for 2, and then another 2 slots gets you an extra 5. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, we can't do that because of the health regen. And again, attack increase is what I would take over the second affinity increase. Though it is funny. I don't know. Actually, I probably would actually take the affinity increase. If I didn't want health regen, I probably would take affinity increase 2 and then potentially affinity increase 3. And here's my reasoning for that. The first increase is 10%. So that's equal to 2 attack increases, which takes 6 slots just to get to 10 true raw. So you get 10% affinity with the first one. The second one gives you 5%. The third one, I would assume, gives you 5% as well. And if it takes just 2 slots for that means 6 slots gets you 20% affinity added to your weapon, whereas 6 slots only gets you 10 true raw. That's insane. And I'm almost tempted to just drop the health regen and see if we can get affinity increase 3, because we'd be at 25% affinity on our Sappy weapons, and then add in critical eye, and we're at 65%. Get attack level 4, we're at 70%. We wouldn't need agitator. We could just run weakness exploit, and we'd be hitting almost we'd be able to hit 100% without wounding. So that's something to think about. But like I said, I like health regen. I like the comfort it gives. But at some point, I might actually drop it and just go straight affinity increase. I don't know that it's meta by any means. I don't know that it's the most efficient way to do it. But because affinity increase, that augment takes so few slots for how much it gives you, it really does make attack increase pointless unless you're hitting 100% easily with your set and don't need the extra affinity. But I would think taking these augments, which are efficient, and then dropping those skills that are giving you excess affinity for other attack skills would probably be more efficient. I don't know. It's tough. There's a balance there. But what we're probably going to run is health regen 1, affinity increase 1, and then element a status effect up 1. I might change that at some point, but I think that's what we're going to run for comfort and damage. So let's go see. I just want to know if we can make some of these items we needed. Let me go back. I don't remember what we needed for status effect up. I forgot in my little rant there. I like this. This augment system gives you a lot of customization for your weapons. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, and they're probably all pretty effective. What do you need? Oh, Fatal Rend Claws. So let's go see if we can make some of these things. I usually like to farm them, but honestly, with the update coming soon, I might not have time to farm that many. And I might still farm them. Like, the Odogaron ones I probably will farm, but because Glavenus... Like, let's look at Glavenus real quick. I think he only spawns in the 2 spots, which means... Oh, no! I can do him in the forest. Okay, never mind. I can totally farm him in the forest. Okay, that's good to know. But let's still look this up. Let's see if we can meld these things. I'm pretty certain we can. Yeah, it looks like we can. I just have to find the right... Yeah, there's Fatal Rend Claw. But, okay, I see. To craft them... Holy crap. You can do a 1-for-1 between Tempered Rend Claw and Fatal Rend Claw, and I have a ton of Tempered ones. But you have to use other monster parts. So, like, Honed Tailblade, Shuddering Darkjaw, Extinction Greathorn. So, not super worth it when you can just farm the monster, but it does look like we can do that. Where's the Smoldering Tail Edge? There's Smoldering Tail Edge, which takes nothing we have a lot of. So, yeah, we probably will just farm it. So that's good to know. So in case you didn't know, yes, you can... If you go to meld items, you can meld not just normal monster parts for armor, but you can meld the Guiding Lance stuff. So if you're missing some stuff and you have a lot of something else that can be used, you can meld stuff together. So yeah, so that is... I've achieved my goal, and I'm really happy about that. I'm going to have to do some farming in the Guiding Lands still to try and get all of my weapons augmented here. The next one that I'm definitely going to do is the Blast one. Oh, this makes me so happy that we can do this. And because I have so many great Spirit Vein gems right now, I can do this without too much trouble. Oh, I meant to check if that thing needed the... Alright, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Probably the Hellblade. Yes, okay, so they all take Tempered Dragonhold, so I'm going to have to farm some Tempered Stygians and Ogres. So I have a lot of stuff I still have to farm in the Guiding Lands. But this is great. Like, this is absolutely awesome that I can now finally kind of get these weapons finished up. It was a long time coming. Now, the nice thing... This is the last thing I'm going to cover. The nice thing is, if you decide to change your augment setup... So let's say I decide I don't want health regen anymore and I want to run something else. If you remove the augment, you get the parts back. So if I decide to roll back, remove upgrade, and I decide I want to roll back health regen 1, I get my tempered Namiel parts back. I get my Zinogre. Yeah, that's standard Zinogre. I get my Zinogre parts back, my Elder Spirit Vein bones, my Guiding Reef Dragon Bone. This is nice. If something isn't working out the way you want, you don't have to regrind the parts. You can remove the augment and you get all that stuff back. And that's phenomenal. I don't mind the grind in the game, but that is helpful because if you just decide you want to swap things up, it doesn't mean you have to go and spend a bunch of time getting stuff just so you can swap your augments around. I love that. It's not that way with Saphi weapons because all the awakening abilities require you to use the Dracolite, and you don't get Dracolite back if you decide, I don't like my loadout, I need my Dracolite back to do a different loadout. You don't get that. But at least with augments, you do. You get all your parts back, so you don't lose your investment. Your investment can be, you know, let's say I want health regen on a different weapon, and I don't want to go farm parts. I can remove it from a weapon I'm not using and put it on something else. That's phenomenal. I love that. The only thing you lose are your resource points. That's it. Now, I will say you cannot roll back your extra slot upgrades. So you can't recover Great Spirit Vein Gems, you can't take slots off, but you can at least roll back the actual augments you put on. So that's very good. So we've met that goal. I probably will not be recording another video before the October update. I'm going to spend the time farming and getting stuff together, getting the armor set up the way I want, and finishing augmenting these weapons. I really don't think I'll have time to record another video, so our next video will probably be covering the October update. I might put out a video. It won't be part of this playlist, obviously, but I might at least get a video out about the Monster Hunter Rise information. We'll see. It depends on what my days look like. But this, at least, I'm glad I got to this goal. I had some other things I wanted to do before the October update, but they weren't as important. And I don't think I'm going to get to them now. But I am glad I at least got to this point. We can finally get our Rarity 12 weapons maxed out. And actually, why don't we look at like a Rarity 10 or a Rarity 11 here since we're doing augments, just to see what they take since I talked about it. Let me see if I can find something. Problem is I don't have all my weapons fully upgraded because, again, I haven't had time. Alright, here's a Rarity 11. Can we augment this? Yes. Okay. Do I have any other Rarity 11s that are better? That, like, I actually care about? Not really. Is that the final form? It must be, because it lets me augment it. Okay. So this one calls for Spirit Vein Gems instead of the Great Spirit Vein Gems. And also notice, so it starts with 4 slots instead of 3, but each level gives it 1. So yeah, it's going to end up with 1 more than the Rarity 12. So instead of 6, it's going to end up with 7, which is kind of nice. I mean, that does allow it to get, like, you can give it Health Regen 1 and then Affinity Augment 2. And it will all fit. So that's kind of nice, unlike the Rarity 12 weapons. So this can get a lot, and this already has a ton of affinity. So if you figure that, that's 15% added. This is going to hit 40% affinity on its own. With Critical Eye 7, that's 80%. You only need to make up another 20% to be at 100%. That's pretty crazy. But the downside is it doesn't have a ton of sharpness. Like, it gets some, it'll get, what, 20 hits of, no, not even 20 hits of purple. It'll get, like, 12 hits of purple or something like that. No, I guess maybe 15. Maybe 15 hits of purple and the rest is white. That's not horrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. But I don't think it's going to outpower a Saphy weapon because it has 100 less bloated raw. Or I guess 99 less bloated raw. Which for longsword is what? 33? Something like that? Or is it 30? I think maybe it's 30. Yeah, it's 30 less true raw, which is a good chunk of raw. And since Saphy can already get pretty high on affinity, I mean, you can make it work because you can run skills that give it... So instead of having to worry about affinity, your armor set can worry about raw attack power. And you can probably make it work out. The problem is, a lot of the affinity skills that, you know, aren't Critical Eye also give you raw. So it's not like the Saphy weapons aren't getting that raw boost as well. So it can work out, it just isn't likely. But let's go ahead, I'm just going to augment it because I have tons of parts for it anyway. And I do at some point want to augment everything up. I just want to see what things it takes. So, the 3rd level still takes Tempered Glimmer Pelts. You know what? I want to see what that final level is. I'm betting it's still going to be Stygian Zinogre and Tempered Ruiner Nergigante, but I'm going to check it anyway. I can always farm more parts. I'm going to farm more parts. I just want to see. And I know this probably isn't my best Rarity 11 weapon, but I like the Yangaruga longsword. It looks cool because it looks like Yangaruga's face on the end of a pole. So let's just see. We're doing it for science. Oh, interesting. I'm glad I did this. Okay. So it does take Ruiner Nergigante, but it doesn't take Tempered Stygians and Ogre. It takes Tempered Shrieking Legiana. But this is interesting. Its final level doesn't give it 1 slot. It gives it 2. So it's actually going to end up with 2 more slots than the Rarity 12. So that's what? 2, 4, 6. It ends up with 8, not 7. Huh. Okay, that's cool. So that tells me, yeah, I think Rarity 10s will end up with 10 slots. So let's go ahead and do this because... Oh, this one also takes a Great Spirit Vein Gem. I didn't check if the 3rd level did. You can check that, obviously, in the video. Just go back and you'll see. I wasn't paying attention because I thought they'd all use just Spirit Vein Gems. But it looks like this last level does use a Great Spirit Vein Gem. But that's incredible that it gives that many slots. You can do a lot with that. I can see now how Rarity 11 weapons could overtake Rarity 12. Even Safi Jiva, because you can do a lot with 8 slots. Rarity 12 weapons kind of got the shaft with augments, but they obviously normally have better base stats. But man, that's a lot of augment slots. That is a ton. So let's see if we can find a Rarity 10 we like. I can't augment this weapon. Oh, did I not finish it? It must have another level. Amber Tooth. Do I have any others that I like that are Rarity 12? Probably not. Or not Rarity 12, Rarity 10. At some point I really need to finish upgrading my weapons. Okay. Amber Tooth is fine, I guess. Glavenus, which I started doing custom upgrades on. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is a lot of the Rarity 10s, not only do they get a ton of augment slots, they also get the custom upgrades. So they get a ton of boosts. This never got finished, did it? Oh no, it did. I finished it. So I could... Oh, I need Tempered Greathorn, which is from Bombaro, which I don't have yet. Okay, I've not fought a Tempered Bombaro. Alright, so we won't get to see this yet. One day we'll get to see what the Rarity 10 end up with, but I'm betting they end up with 10 total slots. I mean, you can see here, just even the first upgrade gives it 2 slots, and it starts with 5. So that gets you to 7. The next one would get you to 9, and then the last one would probably get you to 10. I doubt it gets to 11. They probably don't leave you with that weird odd number. So, man, that's crazy. 6, 8, and 10. That seems right. So, yeah, that's... But, again... You got to look at the weapons. This thing only ends up with white sharpness. It's got extremely low raw. You're probably not going to end up using it, because even with attack increases, you're not going to get that raw anywhere near what Safi gets. And now that I think about it, I feel like that Dido... Where is it? No, that does get to purple. It's really hard to tell, but it does get to purple. Yeah, so Rarity 10 is very difficult to get up to the level of Rarity 12, even with the augments, because you need so much investment to make them good, because they generally have lower sharpness, way lower raw, though sometimes their element and status are very high. So, yeah, so that's basically the augmentation stuff. We'll do a Rarity 10 at some point. I just need to actually hunt the monsters that it needs parts for. We just haven't done that yet. That'll happen eventually. But like I said, this is probably the last video until the October update. I'm really excited for the October update, but I'm going to spend the time getting fully prepped for it so that when it happens, we are going in hardcore and with everything we need so that we can really enjoy that update. So thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You can also subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell icon to get email updates when I upload new videos, and of course you can leave any comments or suggestions in the area below the video. I know I've forgotten this on the last couple of videos, but I will once again mention that I've left my Twitch and my Twitter links in the description of the video, so you can check those out if you're interested. However, that is all I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching, and as usual, this is Xephyr, signing out.